Christmas Eve, 1945, while families across America were celebrating. Tragedy struck a small town in West Virginia. A fire consumed the Sodder family home, and 5 children were believed to have died in the flames. But when the ashes cooled, investigators found no bodies. 8 decades later, the question still remains: what really happened to the Sodder children? George and Jenny Sodder lived in Fayetteville, West Virginia. They were Italian immigrants, well respected in the community, and parents of 10 children. On the night of December 24th, the Sodders enjoyed a quiet Christmas Eve together. At around 12:30 a.m., the phone rang. Jenny Sodder answered, only to hear a strange woman's voice asking for a man she didn't know. Laughter and clinking glasses echoed in the background. Jenny later said the call felt unsettling. Shortly after, Jenny noticed the house was quiet. She tried to check on her children, but when she reached for the lights, she realized the power was out. Moments later, she saw smoke. The house was on fire. George, Jenny, and 4 of their children managed to escape, but 5 others, Maurice 14, Martha 12, Louis 9, Jenny 8, and Betty 5, were trapped upstairs. George desperately tried to save his children. He ran to grab his ladder, but the ladder was missing. He attempted to start his trucks to climb on top of the roof, but strangely, neither truck would start, even though they worked fine the previous day. Neighbors rushed to help, but the town's fire department didn't arrive until 8 a.m., hours after the house had already collapsed into ashes. When the fire was finally put out, investigators began searching the room. What they expected to find were remains of 5 small children. Instead, they found nothing. Not a single bone, not a single trace. Experts later testified that even in a house fire, human bones do not completely burn. Something was terribly wrong. As weeks passed, strange details began to surface. The ladder George needed to rescue his children was later found thrown down an embankment, far from the house. A witness claimed he saw a man stealing a block and tackle from the Sodder property on the night of the fire. Another local reported seeing people throwing what looked like fireballs onto the Sodder's roof before the fire began. Jenny herself found a strange rubber-like object in the yard, possibly a grenade-type incendiary device. The Sodders began to wonder. Had their children been kidnapped? Multiple witnesses claimed they saw the children alive after the fire. One woman reported seeing them watching a house fire from inside a passing car the very same night. Another witness claimed she served breakfast to 5 children matching their description at a roadside rest stop. Years later, the Sodders even received a mysterious photograph in the mail. On the back, it read, "Louis Sodder. I love brother Frankie." Illegible words, a 901, 32, or 35. The photo appeared to show a man in his 20s, strongly resembling their missing son, Louis. There are many theories about what happened to the Sodder children. The fire theory. Some believe the children really did die in the fire, but due to poor investigation, their remains were overlooked. The mafia theory. George had criticized Mussolini and often spoke out about Italian politics. Some think the local mafia kidnapped his children as revenge. The kidnapping cover-up, others suspect corrupt local authorities may have been involved, and the fire was staged to hide the truth. But none of these theories have ever been proven. George and Jenny Sodder spent the rest of their lives searching for answers. They put up a large billboard on Route 16 with photos of their missing children and details of the mystery. For decades, it stood as a haunting reminder of Christmas Eve, 1945. Today, the Sodder case remains one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries. Did the children really perish in the fire? Or were they taken, disappearing into the night, never to return? What do you think happened to the Sodder children?